Hello everybody, my name is Jeff and today I'm going to be showing you the different ways of designing websites. Welcome to this session and let's begin. Making website isn't that easy nor rocket science. There are some ways by which you can make your own websites and there are some requirements for that. You just need a laptop and a browser, that's enough. So now let's go on to the first way of making a website. First way is coding. So coding is for them who know a little bit of programming or are interested in it. So you can make websites using programming languages. So for programming, you need a basic software which is called as a code editor or an IDE. The full form of an IDE is an integrated development environment where you can write your code and run it. One such software is VS Code by Microsoft. It lets you run your code in proper and smooth manner with lots of add-ons for HTML and CSS. So now let's go on and see the different languages that you need to code when you're making a website. So the first and basic language is HTML. HTML5 is the latest version of HTML. And it acts as a skeleton of your website where you can define all the elements and what you need in the website. The next one is CSS. CSS3 is the latest version of CSS. So you can style your elements in HTML with the help of CSS. For that you need to link the CSS file to the HTML file so that it gets connected and you can style your HTML elements. And the third language which is JavaScript and called as JS is a backend language. We'll see ahead what is the backend and what is the frontend. This language helps you make your website functional and interactive. So now let's see what these languages are. So the languages HTML and CSS are frontends. Frontend language means the language which is displayed on the screen. Now whatever you're seeing on the screen of the or on the website is the front end of the website, and JavaScript is the back end of the website, which means that the processes will not be seen on the screen or the website. It will take place in the back of the website, which means in the database or any other thing. So now there are many other backend languages such as React.js, Node.js and PHP. Now let's go on to the second way of making the website. The second way is WordPress. WordPress is most commonly known as WP, or it is called as WordPress, and it is really famous in making websites. So it is an easy to use open source CMS. A CMS is a tool which lets you manage all your content in a single place. WordPress lets you manage and create blog posts for your blog, or lets you install add-ons or plugins for building your site. One such famous plugin is Elementor, which lets you build your site just by drag and drop. This saves your days and days of work. So a plugin is an add-on which integrates with WordPress to create more functionality in your website. So WordPress is famous for its plugins and themes. So now here, if you're coding a website, then it can take weeks and weeks to create a website, as you might go wrong in the code and then it will take time in finding the errors in the code. But if you use WordPress, then you can make your website in a day. So now let's see what all does WordPress provide. And you don't need any coding experience in WordPress. That's amazing. Now, WordPress provides you with tons and tons of themes, responsive themes, which means that the theme will arrange in such a manner that they will fit all the devices like mobile, tablet, PC and big screens too. And it also offers a lot of plugin. One such example of a plugin is Yoast SEO. This plugin does the SEO for your website, which means as search engine optimization, which lets the users find your websites in Google search. This lets you submit your website to the Google Webmaster or the Bing Webmaster. So now let's go ahead, and you can even customize the header and footer in WordPress. So what does it mean by a header? The header comprises of the logo, the menu and the banner image. So what does mean by the logo? The logo represents a style of your web or company or any other business. So logo is a really important thing and it should be in your website. Then let's come on to the menu. The menu is a list of items or the pages displayed in a single line in a single text to navigate users easily. So it is also called a nav bar. Now let's come to the footer. So in the footer we generally put information like address, phone number, email, etc. The next part, you can add users through registration or directly add them. So which means that you can add your managers for your business or any other things. You can also add registration forms to your websites to make users to collect users like Google. We register on Google to create our own email addresses. That's why the information is gets saved in the databases. So let's go ahead. You can manage the security of your website. You can install SSL with the help of a plugin called iThemes Security or really simple SSL, and you can scan for malwares or any bugs in your website using the simple trusted plugins. And let's come finally to the third way of designing a website, which is Blogger. Blogger is an online platform developed by Google for making blogs. If you want to start a blog, then you can choose Blogger. It is easy to use and you can learn it at the first glance. But there is a downside of Blogger that there are themes, but no plugins that enhance your website and its functionality. Like WordPress, there are no plugins which add more functionality to your website. This is the overview of the dashboard of Blogger. You can see that there are posts. Just a minute. Yes, there are posts, stats, comment, earning, pages, layout, theme, setting, etc. And in both Blogger and WordPress, you can monetize your website, which means you can earn through Google or Bing ads. Some people think that we can get the approval for Google ads earlier in Blogger than WordPress, but that's wrong. It will take the same time for both to take the approval. But though WordPress and Blogger both are free, WordPress will cost you more than Blogger. As for Blogger, you will only need a domain, but for WordPress, you will need domain and hosting. For Blogger, Google will manage the security for your website, but in WordPress, you will have to manage everything yourself. Thank you. And now let me tell my personal opinion what I use for building my websites. I think you should go for WordPress because WordPress is really functional and a lot of more features than Blogger. Thank you for watching and don't forget to subscribe the channel and hit the like button if you like this website. Sorry, I mean the video. Thank you.